Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chair. A point of personal privilege. Thank you, Dr. Harrington, for your presence this evening. Thank you most importantly to my daddy. Thank you for your love and for being a model for how to treat people, even when they mistreat you. Despite Chair Coleman's claim that I failed to communicate critical information to the board, the facts paint a very different picture. More than 3,685 minutes of my life, equating to more than 61 hours of phone calls alone with board members, over 700 text messages, 250 emails, 21 weekly newsletters, and more than 40 in-person huddles, all in just 6 months, from July to December of 2024. Every email, every meeting, every message was an effort to collaborate, build trust, and keep this district moving forward. And yet, the truth was drowned out by false narratives designed to divide us. Claim 4.
Point of order, please. Thank you. I think what we agreed to was that you would give us a written response to the 3 allegations, and I think you've done that.
This is the written response.
To the 3 allegations. Is that correct?
These are the allegations.
The claim 4 is not one.
These are allegations read into the record by the chair.
These were the allegations that were read in. I think what we said specifically was that it was going to be according to the resolution.
Yes, any allegation made against my name on the record deserves an opportunity for response.
And what we will do for that, Dr. Feagins, out of fairness and following what we decided to do on the 17th, we're going to post it.
It's posted.
And
Chair,
so
point of order, Chair. No.
Hold on. Commissioner McKinney will finish, and then Commissioner McKissick. I have to hear the point first, and then you come.
Yeah, I think I made my point. Again, that out of what we determined on the 17th is that we will receive, and I think you read it into the record today, unless I misheard it, that we would give the superintendent an opportunity to respond in a written format to the 3 allegations in the resolution. Is that correct?
3, correct.
Thank you. Just want to be clear.
Commissioner McKissick.
Thank you, Chair. To provide further clarification, it also happened on December 17th when those 3 allegations were read into the record. Board colleagues brought other items onto the agenda. We did not stick to the 3 items that were a part of the resolution. And those were read into the record, and I think it is only fair and just that the superintendent be given an opportunity to address those items that were also read into the record or spoken into the record that were beyond the resolution. And considering the gravity of the situation, I would think we would want to exhaust every opportunity for all parties to have their say. Thank you.
Commissioner Murphy.
Point of order. Dr. Feagins had already started on the 4th claim, so let her finish out her 4th claim. Let this be done, and then we move on to the next. Thank you.
In closing, I want to be unequivocally clear. These claims are false, not because I say so, but because the facts make it indisputable and prove the inflammatory accusations are false. At the conclusion of the December 17th meeting, Board Chair Coleman stated, "We want to be fair." Yet nothing about this process or my tenure has embodied fairness. The months leading to the December 17th, 2024 meeting and now to this evening have been fundamentally flawed and carried out with a deep commitment by many current and former board members to publicly shame me, to create a hostile environment, and cause public distrust at every turn of my tenure, and to divide a district that is on the rise. Although I inherited what the previous interim leaders described as a mess, I've been expected to make a miracle in less time than is required to birth a healthy child. While I have made tough decisions, my actions have consistently been transparent, in good faith, aligned with district policies and priorities, and grounded in an unwavering focus on doing what is right for students, families, and staff. A yes vote to terminate my contract will not be grounded in the merit of these claims or any others. It will signify that this is, and always has been, about something else. To the board members who see through this and are prepared to vote against termination, I thank you for your dedication to integrity and to the progress we are making as a district. To those who remain undecided, I ask for what you are asking for from the community and what I ask for every leader to provide for our students, a fair shot. In a society increasingly demanding immediate results, I also ask for time to deepen relationships, time to effectively address stubborn, systemic issues that have existed for decades, time to allow the improvements made to continue taking root and bearing fruit, and time respectfully provided to me through my contract. When I stepped into this role, I was ready to do whatever it takes to elevate the excellence of Memphis-Shelby County Schools with a board committed to transformative improvement, a board that believed in the potential of our community and the promise of its children. You called on a leader ready to meet this challenge, and I have worked tirelessly with the district community to do the hard, necessary work of delivering on the promise of a better future for every student. And I remain focused on continuing the good work together. If this is about doing what is right, I urge the board to resist the distractions of short-term politics and personal agendas and lean into the voices of the broader community we represent, as your vote is bigger than me. It is about families who deserve to believe in the promise of better opportunities. It's about the city we will leave behind for the next generation. If the decision is otherwise, I am grateful for the thousands of supporters locally and nationally who have sent encouragement, prayers, and flowers, for my legacy builders, and many of our students who have shared encouragement and advice for when you are getting bullied, and for the 901 who unified across social class, political affiliation, and neighborhood to stand tall for education. I am at peace knowing that I was the right leader, at the right place, at the right time, and that changed everything. Madam Chair, this concludes my report.
I want to lay out a path of redemption for this board because the superintendent has indicated that she wants to continue in the job, and I personally want to continue to work with her. I've heard the things that I've outlined in this resolution are really getting at the core issues that were brought in the termination resolution. And we watched our district's funding body yesterday call upon some of the same things that I have outlined, that there is a strong need for governance along with other things. This is not a criminal trial, as we've talked about in the past. The real question before my colleagues is, do you want to work with Dr. Feagins? If the answer is yes, or maybe, let's make sure this resolution addresses any pain points, and we move through this and model what it looks like to problem solve. We've brought things like deadlines and RFPs, enhanced staff training, missing deadlines, analyzing workload, and there are Tennessee comptroller standards around this. So tightening that up and figuring out what resources we need. Communication improvement, this is not only just necessary, it is actually required in Dr. Feagins' current contract. So not only deciding on that, but implementing it. A human capital analysis, make sure we have the right people in the right places doing the work if we want to move the district forward. And then board governance training beyond what is required of us, and that is required by State Board of Education rules and regulations. I am asking for us to get a third party to assess how we all work together and provide professional training over the next year. In my resolution, I've proposed that we move that to May. I heard the county commission wants to see it in April, so I plan to align with what they're requesting of us as well. I want to change the dialogue and the temperature and the expectations of ourselves and my constituents, the community, and anyone who's spoken on this has said, at minimum, we need more time. And so I am advocating for Dr. Feagins to have more time to do the job that she was hired to do.
So I hope my colleagues will consider this next week. I will bring some small amendments to this and look forward to a vote.
I would like to sign on to this resolution with Board Member Huett-Garcia because the community wants us to do our job and to come together and to listen to them. I had a meeting with the president of both teachers' unions today, and it's very rare to have the two teachers' unions come together to say, we are united. They know of their membership across this district. They're in school buildings all day long, and this is what they're hearing from the educators who are actually in the classroom with our students. And they wanted to share on behalf of their members who reached out to them to say that time, that's all they're asking for, to have real, actual data to judge a superintendent on. And the time to actually do the job.
Dr. Feagins has made notable efforts during her tenure, such as Project Build, community huddles, teacher engagement, and the introduction of the Legacy of Legends program. These initiatives demonstrate her willingness to engage with stakeholders and address specific needs. However, multiple things can be true at the same time. A leader can implement positive programs and make changes that we agree with and still demonstrate deficits that hinder the district's overall success. Bringing me to my areas of immediate concern: student achievement and graduation, staffing and dismantling of student support systems without clear plans or internal controls, a pattern of mismanagement and failing to follow policy and employment contract terms, insubordination and lack of transparency, and a pattern of leadership
Point of
failures.
order. This is outside the resolution. No, I'm just simply mirroring the point of order. This is outside
Basically,
outside
you're
the resolution.
you're asking for us to support a substitute motion. So I am now saying this is why I am not. First, I am deeply concerned about the immediate and tangible impacts on student achievement and graduation readiness caused by leadership shortcomings. As late as August 15th,
Point of order. The goalposts keep changing here. The goalposts keep changing. Point of order. Dr. Schultz, please weigh in. Dr. Schultz.
I just asked Dr. Schultz. I just asked him, and he said that she is within her rights. Be quiet, Murphy.
thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Murphy, for
Thank you.
Be quiet. I just asked.
As late as August 15th, 9 days after the start of school, principals reported that essential academic tools like the grade course recovery platform and ACT prep materials were unavailable due to contract expirations. This delay hindered critical grade recovery efforts and limited students' ability to prepare for standardized tests that are vital for college admissions and scholarships. Second, the dismantling of critical student support systems without a clear strategy for implementation of an alternative structure that ensured all areas of need were covered has harmed the district's ability to serve its most vulnerable populations, namely the elimination of the Student Equity Department responsible for federal civil rights compliance, bullying investigations, and disability support was executed without a clear transition plan. Furthermore, the lack of transparency and planning around the elimination of hundreds of positions, despite the board's request on June 11th, 2024, for a clear restructure plan outlining the impacts on student achievement, budget, and district operations, has resulted in significant operational inefficiencies. These shortcomings have created backlogs in hiring, pay disparities, and gaps in essential student services, further undermining staff morale and the district's ability to function effectively. Third, there is a troubling pattern of mismanagement. Failure to adhere to established policies and contractual obligations and misrepresentations. Additionally, delays in approving essential contracts left principals and teachers without the resources they needed to effectively deliver instruction. The superintendent's micromanagement of overtime policies further disrupted operations, contributing to first day of school HVAC failures and other systemic issues. These examples highlight a broader pattern of neglecting the processes necessary to ensure the smooth functioning of our district and opportunities for professional growth and development. Finally, Dr. Feagins' leadership has been characterized by a lack of transparency, strategic implementation, and collaboration. The superintendent's leadership has failed to provide equitable access to common formative assessments across the district. Contract delays and bidding issues have left priority schools without essential tools to track student progress effectively, forcing many schools to rely on limited funds or improvised methods like ChatGPT.
You had a point of view before you took your seat. You've had a point of view that was constantly reinforced by crossing the line of governance. Our job is not to execute the work. It is to ask questions about the outcomes, and it is maddening to hear the tone and the severity of which you framed things in response to this is so, it's disrespectful. It's deeply concerning because I am somebody who tries to see the perspectives of others. I really do. And I stand firm in giving more time to Dr. Feagins. And just as a closing I might talk again because I don't know what's happening here, but I just want to address her father. You saw I spent 704 minutes on the phone with her. So I built a strong relationship with her. I'm sorry you have to watch this. And thank you for being here. Thank you for our community members showing up.
No one's vote is more important than the others on this board. And it just is disheartening that the goalposts keep moving in terms of what the allegations are, what the problems are, and what was presented. I don't know why all of this was not presented earlier. Numerous times the superintendent asked for, but none of this that was mentioned prior was mentioned in the original resolution. And I know personally, I have tried every way I know how to say, you know what, I understand you have concerns, some valid concerns, but it's really shocking to me that there is no sense of being conciliatory at all, just being hell-bent on dismissing this superintendent. And it's just not right. The latitude that has been given in the past to previous superintendents on numerous occasions over the years, this just doesn't make sense. And that's why I believe with everything in me, this is not just about policies and procedures.